In this video, we're going to install Geant4. To install Geant4, first I open up my browser and search for Geant4 download. It will take you to this website and you can click on download, and then you can click on the latest version. The source code is available here. You just right click, or you can just click on download and it will download into your local machine. This will take a couple of minutes. Once this is downloaded, I can go inside where the source code is downloaded. I currently have it here in my software directory, so I can simply untar this with the tar tool, available in all Linux flavors. You might have to install it if it's not already installed, but this is widely available. So just to tar that xvf. Once this is extracted, you will end up with this directory, and go inside that directory. I usually like to separate the source code from the build directory, so I create a directory called build. Go inside this, and to configure ccmake project, the first step is to run ccmake with all the parameters. And one of the easier ways to configure all the parameters is to use ccmake. And we can do dot dot, which is a relative path to where the ccmake list.txt lives, since we're inside this build directory, and the ccmake list.txt lives in this directory. We just give relative path to that, which is one out from this. ccmake presents you with this interactive environment, and then you can use C to configure, and it will look for all the variables. Once it is configured, it will present you with this list of available options. So I like to change the build type to release with debug info, and install prefix, I'm gonna change this. So I'm gonna change this to my home directory software Geant4. This version was 11.3.0, right? And build multi-threaded is on, install data is also on. Let's make it. I'm gonna use GDML later, so I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna use Qt since I need visualization. Just simply press enter against it, it will toggle it. I'm also gonna use the OpenGL, and I think that should be good enough. We need this data directory, so I'm gonna just keep Geant4, and we're ready to do this. So press C again to configure with these new parameters, and it is complaining about these 3 libraries not found, which should not affect our which should not affect us. So we're basically good, so we can just press G to generate. No? Oh, we have to configure again since we made a change there. Now we can press G to generate, it will generate the make file. Now that we have the make file, we can do make, and then make takes an extra parameter, which is the number of threads that you would like it to parallelly compile the files. Since my computer has 16 threads, I'm gonna use 15 of all the available 16 threads, so that the compilation goes quickly. Since we also asked it to download the data files, it will also depend on the network strength so that it has to download all the files. This will take a few minutes and I'll come back to it when this compilation is done. Okay, now I'm back with the compilation complete. Clear the directory and let's also run install, make install, and also keep the J14 flag or 15 or whatever threads you have in your system. Now this should be done in a few seconds, which it is done. Once the installation is complete, we install this in this directory Geant4 1130, so installed here. So the installation directory contains these directories. The ones we're interested in is the share directory, where there is Geant4, Geant4make, and there's this script. If you have bash type cells, you'll use this .sh version. If you have C type cells, you would use the .gsh version. I have bash type cells, so I would simply do source software Geant4 1130 share Geant4 Geant4make Geant4make.sh. right? Once this is done, my Geant4 should be set up properly. All the environment variables is taken care of by this script, so this installs it. Now I can check the Geant4 version by using Geant4 config -- version, and this would give us the current version that we have. Right, so let's check that it is configured correctly. Go back to our source directory, which was software Geant4 v1132, and inside software there is this examples directory. If you go in there and basic examples, let's try b1, and in here I can make a make directory, build directory, go inside the build directory, now run ccmake .. Since Geant4 is properly configured, it finds Geant4 we have in our system. Now we can simply run make. This is a fairly simple project, so I'm not gonna give multiple threads for it to compile, although giving multiple threads will make it faster. Now I can run the produced example b1 executable, and this would give us this nice visualization where we have this example project. You can see there is scene tree. You can turn it on and off. You can play around with this, you can rotate this, you can try different visualization methods and everything. You can also even change colors, for example green, and I need to change that, so this is green now. You can turn things on and off. So this basically is working. So this confirms that our Geant4 installation is complete.